Greetings, Eric Brown, MOBO-Media, MOBO-Media. Hey, I'm gonna jump right into it, man. Los Angeles is it's ground zero right now, man. You know, they're calling activating troops and all types of stuff, and man, all of it, I think, is an overkill. For one, it's an overkill. I think that this is just a test run for something bigger to come. If you hear the president talking some of this, you know, these media speeches, little clips, he's saying it. He said we're gonna have troops everywhere. Listen to him. They're gonna have troops everywhere. But what I'm going to talk about today, man, is really about, you know, black and immigrant voices, black and immigrant voices, black and immigrant voices. And how sometimes it's difficult for, you know, it's difficult for those voices to be unified. A unified voice between black and immigrants is difficult because our struggle is a little different. You know, we as blacks, we were obviously forced over here. And once we did get over here and got treated the way we were and decided we weren't going to take it anymore, we went through hell. We went through the beatings and the marches in the streets and the dogs and the water cannons and through the 60s and 70s. But even before that, we were doing it and getting hung and lynched and dragged through streets. And you know what I'm saying? We've started having thriving communities, had those burned down. So we've did it and done it. So our struggle is not new. Our struggle is deeply entrenched. Our struggle is well documented. You know what I'm saying? With the Hispanic struggle, your struggle is also well documented. A gentleman the other day and I were talking about Hugo Chavez and what he was trying to do, you know, for Venezuela. But he also talked about, you know, a lot of Hispanic advocates for like, even for farm workers and things like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, what Cesar Chavez was doing, you know what I'm saying? And when I was going to school, I wasn't really necessarily taught about Cesar Chavez. I had to actually, when I became an adult, I had to kind of look into it and find out who he was, because for some reason they did not really talk about that, you know, as they did a lot of black leaders and advocates back in the day. But the Hispanics, you have your struggles as well. That's why a lot of times for advocates who are truly advocates and ground rules advocates, they always combine this and say the black and brown, because some of our struggles are uniquely intertwined, but some of our struggles are separated. But there's a reason why unity in the struggles, during the struggles, is complicated. It's a bit complicated, but even with this one right now, with Los Angeles, for us black Americans, because we know they are using the law to lean on to make these horrible deportations happen. Don't get me wrong, I want to be careful. I don't want to say that, you know, deport them, but I do understand the law they're using. I just don't understand the way they're using this law and why it can't be in a more humane method, a process where you don't rip families apart. You don't take fathers all of a sudden out of family and send them on an airplane, man. There has to be a more humane way. But these folks, I don't think they even give a damn about humanity. They don't give a damn about humanity. So we are unified between Hispanics and black in the fact that we do ache, we pain, you know. Oftentimes the ache and pains are different, but we ache and we pain for no reason at all, other than the shades of our skin. But like I said, the unity between us when it comes to struggle is difficult because our struggle is like I said, is deeply rooted. It was for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we went through a whole deal with slavery, man, back then, and we're still coming off that. We'll never come off of slavery. You know what I'm saying? We'll always be a part of slavery. Slavery will always be a part of us. And Hispanic community, I think more of your struggles have been you obviously have been discriminated against here in America, just like blacks have. I know that for a fact. I've actually protected a lot of Hispanics, even while I was in uniform in the military. Air Force, 22 year retired. I protected and did the right thing anytime I could, you know. But at the same time, it was difficult to protect immigrants from things that involve immigration and naturalization and enforcement and things like that, man. That's difficult then. You kind of got to take a step back, because one thing about blacks and African Americans, we were forced to learn and know U.S. law. We were forced to. That was the only way we were able to get through the civil rights movement and have legislation passed to desegregate and all types of stuff, man. It was truly us having to go and understand the laws while they're beating our ass. We had to go and figure out the laws and use those same laws against them. And they would take those laws and argue them all the way up to the Supreme Court, and we win. And so we as African Americans, we definitely open the doors for a whole lot of other immigrants, for all other immigrants, as far as I'm concerned. We bore the brunt of the hatred and the vitriol and just the vicious beatings and vicious just treatment, and just, man, you can go on and on and deep with it. But we had to endure all of that so that the door could be open for others. And for that, I think that makes us a unique people. So those folks out there that are deporting you, they know right now that we ain't no punk ass, for one. But our time is coming. It's coming. You know what I'm saying? It always does for us. We always have something that jumps off, and where we have to get in the streets and handle business. And so when we get in the streets, we get in the streets. And so I can imagine when the time for us to get in the streets, I don't know what it's going to be about, but we're going to be in there. I can tell you right now, these folks probably have damn fighter jets flying overhead, patrolling the skies and crazy ass shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they know we don't. When it comes to struggle, we know how to do it. When it's time for boots on the ground, we know how to get out there. I'm not saying y'all don't know how to, but y'all struggle is different. It's different. What y'all are asking for right now, and I'm gonna paraphrase and try to summarize. Y'all are asking for humanity. Some sense of humanity is what you're asking for. My God, you can't just ripping families apart, man. What kind of heart and soul do you have? We are with you 100% in that, man. We are with you 100%. It's gut wrenching to watch some of it. I ask my own brothers and sisters out there to stop putting it back in your face and saying you should have voted for them. You fuck around and find out. That's what you get. Y'all don't like black people anyway, so all y'all here for is just to make opportunity for yourselves. We're all here to make an opportunity for ourselves. So we as black people, I think we are not in a position to be talking down on anybody that's trying to make their way and be better in this society, because hell, that's all we wanted to do. But our struggle was different. Our struggle was different because these folks went over and got us and brought us over here and tried to make us do all this crazy ass stuff and make them rich. And when it was time to let us go, they let us go with nothing. They say 40 acres and a mule, but we didn't have a goddamn thing. But shit, 40 lashes and sharecropping, you know what I'm saying? 40 years of debt and sharecropping we probably had, you know what I'm saying? No 40 acres and a mule. But yeah, our struggle has been deep. And I know y'all have had y'all's own struggles here again, but they have been nothing compared to what we've had to endure here. I pray that somebody steps in. I pray that somebody's starting to get some judicial activity, some court activity going on, so maybe they can put a stop to some of this and halt it, and they can, try to force their hands into doing this in a more humane way, because I think this is totally inhumane what's going on. And so in that, I will say that we as black people, our hearts ache to see this stuff. I know mine aches to see this stuff. I got a lot of Hispanic friends. I got Hispanic folks that work for me. I work for Hispanic folks. I mean, I grew up with Hispanic folks in Fort Worth. Our neighbors, we always had Hispanic neighbors. I was always friends with Hispanics. They had some of the best barbecue, best smell of damn barbecue when they go on that grill. They know how to do it. But at the end of the day, the struggles are different, and it's hard to unify when it's time to unify and get in the streets. You know what I'm saying? We thank our brown brothers and sisters, the Hispanic community, for for their efforts when they do get out in the streets when it's time to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not persuading y'all to stop doing what you're doing. I'm just saying, right now they're using a law against you. They're using a law against you, and you got to understand what this president did. He made sure that he put the right people in place at the Supreme Court to rule on the fact of whether he's immune from any legal activity as president. He's immune from any crime as president. Like, he's immune. Like, immune. Like, even when he leaves the presidency, they can't get him for it. He can do whatever he wants. That's dangerous. Y'all need to understand that's very dangerous. It's dangerous. So what he's doing right now, he's hell-bent on getting all the brown people out here as much as he can. And hell, he would want the black people out here too if they could. But, like I said, we fight a little differently. You know what I'm saying? Our fight has been much deeper. But no less heartfelt, no less heroic, no less for the right reason. Y'all are fighting for the right reason, because I get it. You came over here, you immigrated over here legally. But my thing too is, if you haven't gotten in any trouble and you're actually contributing to the economy and you're a hard worker, you're raising family, make sure your kids are being raised right. I don't see a reason why you can't just go ahead and and be allowed to apply for citizenship, man. I don't see a reason for that, you know. But they don't give a damn about that, man. They don't give a damn about that. And one thing I will tell y'all, with some of these ICE agents that are going around snatching these folks, some of these ain't ICE agents. I don't care what y'all say. Some of these are not ICE agents. I just saw a video the other day where a little young white man, he was out there clowning with an ice jacket on. Said you can get the ice jacket with the jacket with the ice on it on Amazon for $30. And I seen the photos of some of these ICE agents. I'm like, man, these dudes do not look like no federal agents or no any type of immigration agents or HSI. They don't look like ICE. These look like some January 6ers, real talk. These guys, like, they are happy about what they're doing. They're having fun at it. And I wouldn't be surprised if neighbors are turning in Hispanic folks. You know, there are folks going around turning them in. Oh, my lawn boy across the street, I think they undocumented. You know, I'm telling you, they're doing this. They're pointing y'all out right now, my Hispanic brothers and sisters. So y'all just be careful. I'm not trying to tell y'all to evade the law, but I'm just hoping that, again, courts step in and try to halt this and try to put some common sense thinking into this. You know what I'm saying? There has to be a more humane way. There has to be a more humane way. There's no way that this is the only way to do it. But this is just the tip of the spear. This is the tip of the iceberg. And I think you've heard that mentioned from Tom Homan. You've heard that mentioned from President Trump. This is just tip of the iceberg. Remember what President Trump said? We're going to have troops everywhere. You don't need to pay attention. They're coming. They are coming. Yeah. And this parade here that's coming up, perfect opportunity to pre-position equipment. With that, Eric Brown, MOBO-Media. You know, to my Hispanic brothers and sisters, y'all keep fighting a good fight out there. Again, I wish this was done in a more humane way, but who am I? Just little Eric Brown. With that, Eric Brown, MOBO-Media. Y'all take care and have a great one. Bye.